There are three main things that I want to do in this video. I want to point out how to set up a Wileyplus account, where the videos are that the authors made that might be a good resource to use, and then how to use StatKey as far as the pre-material homework is concerned. To set up an account, you could use the 6-digit course ID, but you don't need it. If you type in University of Kentucky, then Statistics 296 should be at the bottom of the list. If you open up this listing, then depending on which section you're in, you're going to want one of these three. If your class is on Monday or Wednesday, it's section 3. If it's Tuesday, Thursday at 2 o'clock, it's section 8. Tuesday, Thursday at 5 is section 2. I'll just pick one of these arbitrarily to point out what happens after this. If you need to create a new account, there are three options. One is to purchase access directly from Wileyplus, which is $99. If you're comfortable with the idea of not having a physical copy of the textbook, this is going to be the cheapest way to buy what you have to buy. So that's one option, that's the default one that opens up. If you have a registration code, which would be the case if you did buy the bundle, there will be a registration code with it, then select that option and enter the code right here. The other option is the 14-day grace period. If you want to start off that way, you can do so. Just remember that if you use the 14-day grace period, then when that's about to expire, make sure you extend your temporary account to a full account instead of creating a brand new account. The next thing that I want to do is point out where the resources are in Wileyplus. If you go to Read, Study, and Practice, either right here or up here, you'll get the electronic copy of the book along with some tutorial videos that the authors made. For the pre-course material, you probably want something out of Chapter 2, so I'll do something out of Section 2.4. Right here is the reading content, which is the electronic copy of the book, just subdivided section by section. And then down here, these videos that are labeled Video Tutorial Learning Goal. There are several learning goals at the end of every section in the book. These videos correspond to those learning goals. So if there's anything that you need to brush up on with the pre-course material, these videos are a good resource. They're very short, they're to the point, they're very blunt. So I think that would be a good thing to look at if there's anything that you haven't done in a while. The last two things that I want to point out are a computational quirk with the quartiles and then what you might need to use in StatKey to do the pre-material homework assignment. The thing that's a quirk with the quartiles is how to handle the situation where you have an odd number of data points. If you're going to find the median quartiles of this data set, the first thing you have to do is put the data set in order. Now it's in order. Pretty clearly, the median is going to be 19 because it's the midpoint of that data set. The question is how to handle the quartiles, because the first quartile, by definition, is supposed to be the median of the lower half of the data set, and the third quartile is supposed to be the median of the upper half, but then what half is the 19 in when it's right in the middle? There are two ways of handling this. One is to include it in neither half, and the other is to include it in both halves. Our book includes it in both halves, so therefore that's how the homework handles it as well. So with the pre-material homework assignment, that's the way that you want to do it. So notice how I have the first and third quartiles written out. The first quartile would be the median of the lower half up to and including the 19, and the third quartile would be the median of the upper half, which starts at the 19, includes it, and then also everything above it. So the first quartile should be 15.5, and the third quartile should be 23.5. However, you don't have to find the quartiles by hand. You could use StatKey. For everything in the pre-course material homework assignment, what you need in StatKey is right here. Under Descriptive Statistics and Graphs, the option that you want is one quantitative variable. No matter what you're using in StatKey, there will always be a preloaded data set that you'll have to get rid of. The way that you do it is click on Edit Data, delete everything that's in here. I'm not going to use an identifier or a header row, so I'm going to uncheck those boxes. Then I'm going to enter the data that we had as our data set, 11, 13, 18, 19, 23, 24, and 28. And OK. And if you look over here in the summary statistics, there's the first quartile, 15.5. There's the third quartile, 23.5. So StatKey will do those computations for you if you want it to.